Good morning, pregame crew. How are you doing? It is Friday, November 4th, 2022, 8:21 a.m. Eastern, 6:21 a.m. Mountain Time. I'm Charkow Lori, and you are at the pregame show. Welcome. Let's do an audio-visual check. I'll officially get started in 9 minutes, and that's when we have non-farm payrolls will be coming out, and most likely we'll have some volatility. Between now and then, I'm going to say hello to my friends and do a couple chart requests. Thank you, Night Truck. I appreciate it. Good morning, Greg. Night Truck, Saeed, Keith, Luciano, Paul, Wave. Hey, Bennett, Mary, Andre, Sam, Lori, Mao, Ionescu, Lisa, Lori, already said hello. Hey, Joka. Hey, Roger, bonjour. We go back up and see what the first chart request is. CCI. Okay. Slow today. Crown Castle. You've had me look at this before. You're really into these real estate companies. Let's see. They have a little inverse head and shoulders potentially forming here. This left shoulder is at 124.82. That would be right shoulder symmetry, like shooting for 125 for entry if it were to continue pulling back. Yeah, this is a really good inverse head and shoulders. Potential, it's not confirmed. So if you're looking for a swing, I would possibly look at a pullback buy against 126.75 for an hourly higher low compared to that, because we did get a decent enough bounce that it's possible. Your resistance high of yesterday, 130.29. Yay, Mary. Congratulations. Congratulations. All right. Any other chart requests? We'll get started again in 7 minutes. I'll go over indices, crypto, commodities, movers and shakers of the day. It's an interesting week. Non-farm payrolls should shake things up as well. You're welcome, Paul. SQ is actually on my list of Queen of the Mountain trades. Nice earnings beat. 59.82 keeps a bull flag alive on the 4-hour. On the daily, we need to get over 62.83 to get that daily higher high. 63.61. So we double topped over here with 63.44, 63.61, the high of reaction. So we need to get over that to confirm the bull flag. Data is coming out in 6 minutes. Data. Yeah, hit the like button, please. You're welcome, Slevin. I've been up since 2:30 a.m. It's literally the least I could do is get on early, because I've been anxious to talk to y'all for 4 hours. Okay, is this what you wanted? XRP? Did you want XRP crypto? Yeah, that's probably what you wanted. Okay, potential hourly bull flag. Daily bull break. We're still on our second monthly inside bar. Resistance 5490, support 4224, the high and low of last month. Until then, we're in a weekly EQ. Nice bull pop, but again, we're just stuck. We're stuck inside this weekly EQ. If you want to buy a pullback to the hourly EMAs, that would make sense to me. And you're holding a bull flag, you've only retraced approximately 40%. So far, so good. Perfect. I thought you traded crypto, Andre. CCJ. This does give the look of a monthly head and shoulders. I know there's a lot of bullishness surrounding uranium and the stories here, or whatever the sector thesis is. We've lost our daily support. Hourly EQ. We need to get over the high of yesterday to get some traction going and get out of the hole that the bulls have been digging. Next support, 22.65. Copper is up. Wow, Mal. 96 hours and 8 days, that's a lot. Nice move. Weekly bull break. Looks like we got that last week. Never mind. That's old news. Got another daily bull break over Sunday's high. Daily uptrend holding EMAs just fine. 4-hour uptrend. Hourly, we're giving back a little too much here. So now bears could look to top fish. 19286. If you're in long, you could say I'll stay in long as these hourly EMAs stay below price. I'll stay in long. Okay, 3 minutes until numbers. I'll do love real quick. $37.59, $37.82. Got a top here in this $38 area. Oil is super strong this morning. That may impact airlines. I'm always fascinated how they don't always have an inverse correlation. I would think it would really impact the airlines when oil is pushing strong, and oil's up 3.4% this morning. I know, Bennett, it's just a tough situation once the alts have bounced. You're constantly looking to where money is rotating to. So you're looking for truly laggards in the alts, or find the strongest and buy the pullback, which is my preferred method. Whichever one's the strongest, then wait for that 4-hour, either 8 or 12 EMA pullback buy. All right, let's look at levels. Oh, good, Slow Devil. I'm glad that you found home for the kitties. Okay, 378250. This is the key right here for jobs numbers. 370425. Remember, good news is bad news for the market. So I put the expectations in chat. Let me look up. So 205,000 jobs are anticipated to have been created. That I could have said that a million different ways. And unemployment rate 3.5. We want to see less than 205,000 jobs. Oh, it does, Mary. Yep. So good news is bad news for the market. The jobs market has been overheated, and all of these FOMC interventions, the purpose was to slow down the economy and slow down the overheated jobs market. So that's what they'll be looking at. And on NASDAQ, that level is 10,888. Shocker, NASDAQ is still lagging. And I went over a big spiel yesterday as to why NASDAQ is lagging. It's because interest rates and all of the debt that they have on balance sheet. So that's why NASDAQ is getting hit the hardest, and money's rotating out of tech. Hey, Maddie, good morning. Okay, we have jobs numbers now. And I didn't get to it, but RTY and YM had already broken bull. Okay, let me see if I can get the number real quick. Oh, it was hot number. 261,000. Yikes. Okay, let's see how they digest this. Typically, you would expect that this would be digested bearishly. And we did not look below the low of the FOMC reaction on ES. Did we do it on NASDAQ? Mark, I find the best picture I can find to put on a thumbnail, wouldn't you? So rude. Lord have mercy. Okay, we did break the low of FOMC 10.69275. We did break the low of that. Okay, so ES, did it hold it or break below? ES is still holding it. ES is going to have a hard time holding that FOMC low because NASDAQ has taken that out, that 10.692. All right, let's get started. What a wacky start. Anytime we have these economic data that comes out right when I'm supposed to start, it can make things a little wonky, but we'll figure out a roadmap together. What is the problem that y'all see? What do y'all think I'm going to say is the problem right now? Overhead. What is the immediate pressure overhead on ES? Forget the jobs number. What is the technical issue? It's the Great Wall of Louisiana. The hourly 50 MA is over ES. NASDAQ is not even close. RTY was able to clear 17.99, but not the hourly 50 MA. And look at the Dow. Can't clear it. Dow was able to clear 32273, was unable to clear the hourly 50 MA. So that is the problem. Okay. So let's go back to ES. Now we have the high of the reaction and the low of the reaction. Those become the levels today. We could stay in between that the rest of the morning. How we open is more important than what happens for the next 57 minutes. How we open is more important. That's where the real money steps in. Right now it's algos, novice traders, retail traders. This is not the hedge funds. This is not the family-run hedge funds opening their offices in an hour and putting real money to work. And the hypothesis has been money has been on the sidelines waiting for FOMC and waiting for this jobs data. So do they put their money to work today in light of this number, or do they continue to stay on the sidelines? So for the next 57 minutes, it's amateurs. It's nothing but amateurs. After that, after the 57 minutes and we open up, then that would be the most important data that we receive if buyers are stepping up or sellers are stepping up. All right. So that was a double top at 3766, 3767. You have support at 3711 and 3704. 3700 is the level to hold today. If bulls can make a stand at 3700, that says a lot about the bulls. And they're saying, we know QQQ is dragging us down, but we are going to shake it. INSK is funny. Yep, Maddie, you got it. All right, so the high of the reaction, 10.840, and the low, 10.636. This is just not encouraging, the fact that it looked below that FOMC low. So resistance 10.844. XLF, what is it doing? It's still green. XLV is still green. So if these other large sectors can continue running, then QQQ can stay in its siesta mode. RTY, resistance at 1802, and now supports the low of the reaction, 1774. They're shaking it off surprisingly good. I'm shocked. I'm not saying this is going to hold because, again, this is very low volume and this is not the real money. So we'll find out in an hour how they really feel about the jobs number. YM, resistance, the high of the reaction, 32158, and then 32289. The low, 31870, and then 31738. Dow and RTY have been super strong. Let's get our bearings on RTY. Do you see how the daily higher low may be set? It's not confirmed yet. We looked over $17.99 by $3 and rejected, but $17.58 could be our daily higher low. And Dow, look at all the room that we have for that daily higher low. So these names are not in trouble like NASDAQ is. NASDAQ and ES are in a heap more trouble than Dow and IWM Russell. VIX is still not telling us a lot. So I pulled this up today. Wow, look at that spike. So I pulled this up so we could get our bearings. Man, this could be a little short squeeze here. One second. Over 3782, then we could have a little short squeeze, 3782, because the bears were not expecting this. Okay, so what is the VIX? We talk about the VIX every morning, and we just blanketly call it fear. Let's go through the definition of the VIX. The VIX is based on the option prices of the S&P. It's calculated by combining the weighted prices of the index put and call options for the next 30 days. It's basically the premium that's in those puts and calls. And the more fear there is, there's more implied volatility. IV is what we call it. And that's what its VIX is measuring. Well, they're not just frantically buying up puts and calls for the next 30 days, or in this case, puts, saying we think the market is going to fall. The VIX is designed to reflect investors' view of future U.S. stock market volatility. In other words, how much investors think the S&P 500 index will fluctuate in the next 30 days. So I've told y'all VIX has almost been unusable this week. And look, we just rolled over to a lower low despite the jobs number being hot, coming in hot, which is bad for the market, meaning the FOMC may continue to intervene, and yet VIX is not spiking. So what could be happening is the FOMC just happened Wednesday. We don't have another FOMC meeting for 6 weeks. So the FOMC has already intervened. So this data is not going to change something they do next week. We're going to get another number before the FOMC meets. So maybe this number can be slightly disregarded. So there's multiple ways to interpret what's going on here. You have resistance at 25.71. Again, if this is measuring fear over the next 30 days, people are not very scared. Number one, option A. Option B, they've already bought all the puts that they can stand and they're loaded up and they don't have to buy it anymore. So it's one of those two things. All right, Hang Seng was up 5.36% last night. It was hot, hot, hot. Lots of news headlines came in over China and reopening and various headlines. I can't remember. Let me get some water. I can't remember them all. So Hang Seng is super hot and DAX is 1.56%. If this is foretelling or foreshadowing our day, then we could have a nice green day if we just looked at those two data points. Of course, we don't look at anything in a vacuum. You look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is up 2%. Ethereum is up 4%. Last time this happened, Bitcoin was our canary and Ethereum was our canary. So we may be looking green today. I know ES is already green and NASDAQ is green, but I mean a greater green than what we already see. Bitcoin, your next resistance, 20805. And then support, the low of the reaction, 20181. And by the way, I have notes off to the side that I copy and paste for TCG members when I'm done. And this is who I am. Hi, I'm Chart Gal Lori. I'm part of the Chart Guys community and we teach technical analysis. If you want to give me a follow on Twitter, at Chart Gal Lori, that would be great. I'm already halfway through the show and just now introducing myself, but that tells you how crazy this morning is. So again, for me, this is not the time to trade. This is a tough area to trade. I want to wait to open and see what real money does. Okay, Bitcoin strength is a positive, let's call it a tailwind for the market. Sorry. Okay. Ethereum. I've seen that, Bennett. I've absolutely seen that before. I've seen that floating around with VIX so low compared to where we were with COVID. Okay, so Ethereum, we got a new high here on this spike, 1605. Your next resistance, 1622. And your support, 1528 and 1524. Again, this Ethereum strength, Bitcoin strength, VIX weakness, Hang Seng strength, DAX strength. We have a lot of items piling up for bulls today, despite the jobs number again, and then the dollar. When you look at this daily, odds favor a daily lower high compared to 113.942. I think it looked better on the 12-hour. Yeah, on the no, daily. So a daily lower high, that favors the market bulls. It could be a tailwind. Yesterday, we watched dollar and the market climb together on the 15-minute. They're not always inverse, so we can't trade in absolutes. You have to hold on to very strong convictions lightly. I know that makes no sense, but truly, you have to say, okay, this is what I know to be true, and the next data point that enters the market could change what I know to be true. All right. So we've gone through it, and RTY and YM are also two data points for bulls because we're looking for their daily higher lows. NASDAQ is the big point that the bears have in their corner. All right, let's look at commodities. Gold, a 4-hour lower high is anticipated compared to 1673. Bulls have made enough room for a higher low compared to 1618 on the next pullback. So 4-hour lower high, aggressive bears could be looking at top fish 1673. Oil is strong. I saw OPEC headlines yesterday, so remember there can be fundamental news or binary events that are impacting these prices that we don't understand. I like to know when there's an OPEC meeting. I like to know when there's an earnings release because it can impact price. So 93.64 is your clear resistance. You're approaching overbought on the 4-hour. Weekly, are the bulls going to be able to get a high over 93.64, or do we set a weekly lower high? We may find out today. Nat gas, this still looks like a bear flag to me on the weekly. Trap below the 50 MA. And we are in an EQ on the 4-hour. Nice tight EQ on nat gas. An equilibrium, let me go over it. Higher high, 640. Higher low, 5614. Lower high, 6303. Higher low, 5874. So 6303 key resistance, key support 5874 as we tighten up here underneath the weekly 50 MA. All right. Apple. This looks like a 4-hour bear flag to me. This is another point in favor of the market bears today, which this goes along with NASDAQ because Apple's the largest component. The hourly EMAs are overhead suppressing price. It is a problem. Your resistance, the high of yesterday, 142.80, and your support, the low of after hours, 137.40. We're in a daily downtrend. Are we going to get a weekly higher low compared to 134.37? It looks like we could, and it may not be determined until next week. Apple and Amazon are just laggards because they're part of technology. 91.53 resistance and support, 89.09 and 89.02. At least Amazon is not drifting below the low of yesterday like Apple did over here. Now, NVIDIA is a different animal altogether. It has some relative strength that could have something to do with China. With China's strength, NVIDIA and Tesla are benefiting from China's strength. You have support at 134.08, and we're right here testing the high of yesterday. So I covered my puts yesterday, and I said, okay, I'm done messing with NVIDIA. It is a relative outperformer. Your next resistance over the high of yesterday is 142.10, and your support 134.08. Tesla, relative strength, support 214.11. Elon Musk is at the Barron Conference in New York City today, so I've already seen several Tesla headlines and pumping from Barron this morning and CNBC, so just be aware of that. Resistance high of yesterday, support 214.11, and what is immediately overhead that the bulls got to deal with? The hourly 50 MA, the Great Wall of Louisiana. Baba, Baidu, and Neo, they are up big. Almost 9%, 8%, almost 8%. So the way I would play this is two ways. There's two ways to play this. The first way to play it is say, I'm just going to wait for a pullback buy. And I'm going to play a break of a high of low bar break. So when it breaks the high of this bar, I'm going to enter. So basically a mini stair step. That is aggressive. I'm going to do an A for aggressive. A conservative way to play this is 5-minute oversold, back burner. So we have aggressive, where you're just waiting for that first pullback buy to possibly get in on the move, or you're waiting for first 5-minute oversold. And that's for Baidu, Baba, and Neo. Square, they got an earnings beat, 59.82. Candle closes above on the hourly, keeps a 4-hour bull flag alive. Same thing. An aggressive bull's looking for a pullback buy, possibly waiting for that high of the low bar to break to enter, or you're waiting for first 5-minute oversold. All right, and then I threw in there Valero, oil strength. Oil is super strong. 131.93, we're above that right now in pre-market. So I like where Valero is positioned. 131.70. 1 second. Yeah, we have a gap. No, we filled that gap. Never mind. But I do like Valero to the long side. I think you can play XLE names. Oxy was not over this high over here, 74.49. So you may be able to get a pullback buy, but you want it to clear 74.50. If you buy a pullback, you want to see it clear 74.50 shortly thereafter. Yes, Slow Devil. On a high of low bar break, stop is under the low bar. All right. Typically, Earl, dollar down is bullish for SPY. Yes. Not always, but typically, yes. The promo code, Paul, I believe expires next Monday or Tuesday. I'm not sure. So I would get in your order before Monday. And if you don't know what Paul is talking about, we had a swing report webinar yesterday. And we went over what the swing report does. And we have a promo code half off your first month. So I'm going to put that in chat now if you're interested in watching the webinar. Or you just want to grab that link, and you can find in the description or in the comments, there is a link that you can go to get the promo code. So I'm going to pin this in chat. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. I appreciate it. We'll see what happens. It looks like we're just going sideways right now after that reaction again. It's probably hurry up and wait until mom and daddy come in at 9:30, the real money, to see what direction we take. All right. Thanks for joining me, and use stop losses.